y'all, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday the prompt word was hollow and you can check out that video in the link in the description. Today's prompt word is gust. So apologies first, Gigi's been a little rowdy today, so you might hear him making some noise outside the room. I feel bad. I also will say that with the way that this Inktober has gone so far, just for the audio recording aspect of things, I'm fully expecting that I will have to start uploading videos later and later and later. So, into the piece. So, today's piece, it's a male carrier witch who is being kind of blown off course by this gust of wind coming from beneath her, and it's detached this lantern that was hanging on her broomstick, and she's kind of reaching, like, in my original thumbnail, she's supposed to be reaching up towards it. That really didn't end up working out. I ended up drawing her too big to fit both her and the lantern on the page, so I ended up having to change that pose. I originally started drawing her with this really cute low bun, but then I looked at the thumbnail again and saw the one thing I really wanted from the original thumbnail was the flow of her hair. Oh, I also have a rosebud with me, so you might hear some noise from her as well. But I ended up having to scrap the really cute low bun haircut, which is a little sad, but it ended up fitting better with the piece. I had some difficulty positioning where the broom was gonna go. At first I set it a little bit too horizontal, so it didn't look like she was really being affected by it as much. I ended up being able to tilt it a little more by repositioning her arms. That back arm really just did not want to cooperate with me for a good while during the process of this piece. I tried putting the left hand in front of the right hand. I tried putting it like about to grab the broom, like she was blown off balance, but she's like mid going back to it, and that just looked awkward. So what ended up happening is I ended up kind of hiding that arm behind her knee. It meant that I had to draw less fingers. That was certainly for the better. So this sketch definitely was a lot more back and forth in the posing. I'm pretty sure the male packs weren't in the original thumbnail, but I ended up throwing them in last minute, and I really liked the shape of them, so I went with it. Which, for her outfit, I had a little difficulty trying to decide whether or not I should just put her in a typical male carrier's outfit. I don't like the capris as much. I think I should have gone with some shorts, but also for her broom, I wanted to keep everything mostly on, like, inside of the frame of the page. So I went with the push broom, because Kiki's delivery service isn't absolutely overtaking my life right now. Of course not. I think I'm gonna be leaving a lot more audio enjoyment spaces in my videos from here on. It's not that I don't have anything to say, it's just that it's rather hard to draw it out over the whole video. And plus, I remember struggling with last year having something interesting to talk about the whole time. I'm gonna probably one of these days do a Q&A episode. I'm probably gonna do, like, I have no idea. If you have any suggestions for what I could talk about, go ahead and leave those suggestions down below. But, like, on top of not really having a lot interesting to say, I already know my voice is gonna be pretty shot by the end of this challenge. It was last year, and that was when I already, like, talked to people every day longer than for, like, 20 minutes at a time, and, like, I feel like this year my voice has just been a lot more fragile. So as we get into the coloring portion of this, today's color was muted turquoise. It isn't my least favorite color of the muted turquoise set because it is a really nice color and it doesn't end up drying really ashy like some of the others do. But I've been feeling so off about this entire series so far. I've noticed a kind of trend throughout the process of me doing all of the coloring of my pieces. I go through the line art. I absolutely love the line art. I'm absolutely dying to get to the coloring stage. And then when I finally get to the coloring stage, I hate it. I hate every step of the way, and I'm genuinely confused as to why. While I was working on the painting of this piece in particular, I was doing it at my desk, and I just kept looking over at my markers stack. And I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have to wait for those to dry. This would be so much quicker. I wouldn't have to worry about the cat stepping in those. I actually know how those interact with this paper, and I don't have to worry about these stupid blooming textures. And I honestly think, for my own sanity at this point, I'm gonna be switching up my Inktober challenge. I'm no longer gonna be going forward with the acrylic inks because I've hated every single one of these pieces as soon as they come out coloring. At some point, I got fed up enough with the coloring of this piece that I pulled in a sponge to work on the clouds. It didn't do anything different than a paintbrush would have. It just made it messier. So I messed up some stuff and it put a weird sheen over top of the black ink, and I ended up having to go back through and fix that with the black ink, which not the end of the world, but I really didn't want to have to do it. So I'm going to be going through and I'm going to be modifying the calendar for this Inktober. I'm going to be going through with markers for the rest of this. And part of me is also thinking, just stop doing color. Do like black and white with like maybe only one color, one little pop, maybe just like one little feature, because I keep seeing other people's Inktober works and I'm liking theirs more, and they're just doing black and white work. So I honestly don't know how the rest of this Inktober is gonna go. You can sure as hell bet that some of these are gonna go up late because I'm drowning in cats right now. Gigi very much wants to go outside and is making all of us very aware of that. And it's a little stressful, so. I think I'm just generally not happy with my artwork right now. Like, I'm trying to put more lighting and more environmental aspects into it, and it just isn't happening. Like, whatever I'm doing isn't realistic enough for me, but I also still want to keep my style very cartoon-like, and I'm struggling with finding balance. I think that this year's Inktober is going to be a lot harder for me, because last year I was like at the top of my game, everything felt right, and this year it's just, I'm coming off of already having had a little bit of a rough time. I will tell you guys, I have the line arts for everything except for the last 4 days done and day 14. So like, they're there and I have them filmed. I just don't know whether or not I'm gonna be able to get to color all of them. And that's gonna suck if it happens, but I'm really gonna try my damnedest. So tomorrow, expect 2 videos. I don't want to put my Inktober reformatting video in the exact same video as day 4. Shouldn't be a very long video. I think it's only gonna be about 10 minutes long if I can manage it. Yeah, today was an oddly stressful day. I think the one thing that kind of like made me happier about this piece towards the end was going through and putting the white highlights on the clouds. It's such a small detail, but like, it still kind of pulled it back for me. And I didn't put any stars in. I'm realizing that now. So when we're switching over to markers, I'm not gonna immediately redo the first 3, but I think once Inktober ends, I will redo this one and the previous 2 days to make them match the others and put them all together as a set. But it'll be still nice to have like the trial run of this. So I hope you guys are having a better run of Inktober than I am right now. Today is kind of a really low point. And I'm hoping that the markers will kind of pick me up a little better. If you'd feel so inclined, hit that subscribe button and check me out on my other social media handles. Thanks, and I'll see you all tomorrow.